Hello and welcome to everyone. Today our guest is MMA fighter Terrance Hodges. Terrance, thank you so much for accepting the invitation. Can you please put on a brief introduction?
Yes, my name is Terrance Hodges, fighting out of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a member of American Top Team here. I train under Roland Jakau. I'm currently signed to Lion Fights promotion and the Muay Thai promotion there.
Excellent. When did you start training MMA and which was your first martial art?
Uh, I got into MMA around 2015, coming straight from football, tore my Achilles, gained about 60 to 70 pounds, and walked into the gym just to lose some weight, man, and ended up fighting in like 6 months. So it happened pretty fast for me.
Do you have a basic fundamental martial art or your MMA like MMA or something else?
Training at American Top Team, I have a base in BJJ. Muay Thai is my stand-up, and I've done a lot of boxing. So I'm mostly a striker, but I have a base in traditional martial arts, would be Taekwondo and Muay Thai.
So you're a member of a very good team. So who's coaching you at the moment? Who are your sparring partners?
So sparring partners is Douglas Lima, Diego Lima, uh, Devorius Tubbs. I have a lot of great people that come around. Wayne Barrett, Warren Thompson. I've trained with some of the best fighters in the South, period. And I can't ask for a better team to train with.
Excellent. Uh, do you have some nickname? I mean, I've heard of your nickname, but I want to hear it from you. How did you get it and the background from the story?
So my nickname is Jefe, and Jefe means the boss in Spanish. And I have a lot of Hispanic friends, and they will always call me Big Man. And when the term from Big Man in their language is boss, and they would call me Jefe, so it just kind of stuck. And ever since then, I've just been called Jefe.
Hmm, interesting story. What do you think about your amateur career?
I really didn't have an amateur career. So coming straight from playing professional football into fighting, I took one amateur fight and made the jump pro immediately, which turned out to be a mistake. I needed more time. I needed more experience in the ring. I thought my athleticism would be able to translate, which experience is king in MMA. So I found that out that I definitely needed the experience. I wish I would have took more amateur fights.
How did your professional debut go?
Um, I ended up, I ended up beating the guy. I thought I won, but it was his hometown. They ended up giving him the decision, and it was a robbery. I think. You can definitely go check that out. It's Kim Ot versus Terrance Hodges. It's on YouTube. You can definitely check that fight out.
Frank Tate is a dangerous and serious opponent. I've got to praise you for fighting him. I mean, he is very opponent to handle. What do you think?
Who's that again?
Your second fight.
Oh, Frank Tate. Yes,
Yes.
man. Frank has a dangerous right hand, man. He's a veteran. He's so calm in there. I learned a lot from fighting him. Just patience and being able to keep your distance and look for the one shot, man. And I learned a lot. I needed the experience to fight a guy like that. I would love to fight him again.
Why did you transition so much between boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, MMA? Were you looking for the best martial art or you were simply fishing for the experience?
Um, I'm a stand-up fighter. I'm extremely good at stand-up. But I love MMA. If you're going to be the best fighter in the world, call yourself the baddest man on the planet, you have to go through MMA. And MMA is a very tough sport. And striking is totally different. So it was just a puzzle that I needed to solve, man. And I still have a lot of things that I want to accomplish in MMA, even though I'm signed to a big promotion in kickboxing.
Which are currently the greatest challenges of the puzzle you are trying to solve at the moment?
Well, when you're trying to strike, you can't be as fluent when you have to worry about the takedown. There's distance that just can't there's things you just can't do striking wise because it puts you in danger of a takedown. Even in the heavyweight division, even if you have decent BJJ, once you go to the ground against other big guys, it's just extremely hard to get back up, especially when they know how to keep you down and do just enough so the ref doesn't stand you up. I've been in a couple of fights where it was just the guy, he got a takedown and he just laid on me. My last fight against Muhammad Usman was the that went exactly like that for 3 rounds. They get a takedown and just lay there and kind of do just stay busy enough to keep the ref from standing us up. And to prevent the takedown, you will obviously think wrestling is the key, but when you're a striker, you want to be more fluent and you want to be more free on the feet, and you can't. Um, that's the biggest puzzle to fix, trying to figure out how to be as fluent in stand up against wrestlers as you are against other stand up fighters.
What can you say about your boxing bout? Correct me if I'm wrong, Dustin Jacoby.
Yes, that was an experience. It was a tournament. It was a tournament where we fought MMA, boxing, and kickboxing all in the same night. So it was 3 fights in that same night, and I got Dustin Jacoby. Being in the ring with Dustin, that level of fighter introduced me to like where I was personally. Like the fight didn't go my way, but I learned that I was at that level. Like I'm at that level striking wise, and it was just a lot of things it was a lot of mistakes that I made on my end, but I definitely learned a lot. After that loss, I went on a tear. I went on to destroy some people because I knew what level I was, and it just gave me a lot of confidence.
What can you say about your first professional MMA victory?
Oh well, it came on the ground actually, and it was so surprising. Like I was able to pass the guard, take his back, and get some ground and pound in. Um, it was totally different from what I expected, but it was definitely a big boulder fell off my back when I got that win.
Let's now aside of Muhammad Usman. All right, you mentioned him, but all the fights before Muhammad Usman, who was the toughest MMA opponent?
Um, I would have to say, ooh, uh, I would have to say Billy Swanson. Because that fight, I hit Billy a whole lot. I was actually comfortable on the feet. He's a wrestler. He was able to get takedowns. I was able to get back up. I beat him up pretty bad in that fight, and he was able to just continue to find a way to get on top. And it was his hometown. I went into his high school gym and we fought there, and he ended up getting a decision. But that was a really tough fight, man. The guy could take the guy could take some strikes, man. I hit him with a lot of stuff.
What can you say about the famous kickboxing tournament you won? I mean, many people were talking about that. Was it last year, right?
Yes, it was last year. Wow, that was an experience, man. I got there late. I missed weigh-ins. My flight was delayed. I I got there like uh, probably like 4 hours before the tournament even started. Nobody knew who I was. I came into the tournament fighting guys with 40 and 50 fights. Chris Barnett. It was a great night, man. Everything just clicked for me, and I was able to put together one of my best performances ever. I think I fought 3 times that one night, and I fought everything. Everything seemed like sparring to me. It didn't really seem like as rough as MMA was. But everything just clicked for me that night, man. I was able to put on some great highlights that night.
And about your Usman fight, the greatest problem was his wrestling, right? He was holding you on the ground and he was meowing expert, right?
Yes. He was heavy and strong, and because I was so worried about the takedown, I didn't go in and execute the game plan as I should have. I should have stayed away from him and boxed on the outside. and kept my distance. I wanted to, but for some reason I wanted to engage, and I was able to. I was tricked into the sprawl and brawl fight game where I would throw, make him miss, and try to counter, and he would go straight for a takedown and get me down. It worked just about every time because my head wasn't in it. That's another fight that I would love to have again, man. Like I just made a lot of mistakes. With all of my losses, it's mostly me and not the other guy. It's most of the time it's me making the mistakes and not me not executing the game plan.
Which are your plans for the future?
Right now, so I'm signed with Lion Fights. I will begin that contract in 2021. The goal is to win the title there, win the world title there, and move on to one fighting series where I can fight MMA, kickboxing, and boxing at the same time under the same organization. One of the biggest organization on the planet right now. That's the trajectory of my career. That's where I wanted to go. I don't want to do just MMA. I want the ability to bounce back and forth between MMA and kickboxing and do some boxing at the same time, and just put my all my talents to on display for the world to see.
Oh, that's
But
awesome.
first,
Yeah.
but first, but first, I got to win this Lion Fight title. I'm on a 4 fight contract with those guys. Hopefully, before the summer is over, I will be able to get into a title fight with those guys and um, just just put the world on notice that I'm here.
Absolutely. I hope we're gonna watch you soon again. Would you like
Yes,
to add
sir.
something to this interview? Maybe would you like to greet someone? Would you like to say thanks to someone?
I would definitely like to say thanks to American Top Team in Atlanta, Rowan Jakau and Devarius Tubbs, and all my mentors, Douglas Lima, Diego Lima. Those guys have always been there and helped me through all the losses and the beginning and everything, man. Just my sponsors, everybody who's supported me. Period, man. I just would like to say thank you, and guys, it's much more to come. 2021 will be our year.
Thank you so much for this lovely interview. I will put it. I will put it tomorrow, and I will send you a link. Send massive regards to Douglas and Diego, please. I enjoyed their fights.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you.
All
You
right.
have a good
Thank
day.
you. Have a great
Bye.
day.